We are worried that the government has confirmed the presence of third and new variant of the COVID-19, which apparently is more contagious than the earlier variant. It might be a sign that worst may be yet to come. We can learn a lot from the Chinese experience.
Naren, sir, we can't hear you.
Of how quickly and effectively it has brought this pandemic under control. We would like to congratulate His Excellency Mr. Xi Jinping, the President of the People's Republic of China, and the government of the People's Republic of China for controlling this coronavirus pandemic at an early stage. As a good neighbor, it is encouraging to see that China is now starting to reopen its economy, reopening its schools, and that the country is returning to normalcy. Once again, I would like to thank the government and the people of China for helping Nepal in this fight against the COVID-19 pandemic by gifting 800,000 doses of vaccine earlier and some 18,000 oxygen cylinders recently, in addition to other medical essentials. I would like to thank Her Excellency, the Ambassador of the People's Republic of China to Nepal, for donating masks to the Nepali Congress earlier. The medical gift provided by China Foundation for Peace and Development will be given to the neediest hospitals in the country. I hope those medical institutions will make very good use of it, and the COVID-19 patients will certainly benefit from this great humanitarian aid. Thank you very much.
感谢卡德卡先生，请尼泊尔人民社会主义党主席亚达夫发言。
Thank you. Presiding Chairperson, Your Excellencies, distinguished participants, let me join the former speakers in thanking the International Department of the Communist Party of China for providing me this digital platform to speak on centenary of the Communist Party of China and Nepal-China cooperation against COVID-19. I feel pleasure to note that the Communist Party of China, founded in 1921. During this period, China has achieved an incomparable progress pursuing innovation-driven development strategy oriented to the prosperity of China. On behalf of the People's Socialist Party of Nepal, I extend our best wishes to the government and the people of China for their continued prosperity in the years ahead. China is Nepal's close friend, trustworthy neighbor, and a reliable development partner. The foundation of Nepal-China relations are rested on the 5 guidelines, principle of peaceful coexistence and addressing sensitiveness to each other's basic national interests. Nepal is formed on its One China policy, and China supports Nepal's territorial integrity, political stability, and its developmental pursuit. The Chinese President Xi Jinping's visit to Nepal in 2019 is considered as significant as both sides pronounced to elevate their relations to a strategic partnership during the visit. The Chinese President also announced to assist Nepal in becoming a land-linked country from a landlocked one. The Chinese success in containing the spread of COVID-19 was possible due to the combination of rapid response, well-teamed management, and resolute determination of the government and the people of China. This is, of course, an inspiring lesson to many and for Nepal as well. Further to difficult in handling health emergencies, there are serious shortage of ventilators, oxygen, and life-saving medicines in Nepal. We are grateful to our friendly neighbor China for its generous cooperation and sympathies in our fight against coronavirus. The healthcare equipment, including vaccines so far we received from China, are very much in our priority use at this moment, and we expect more support and cooperation from China in our fighting against the COVID-19 pandemic. I conclude with my earnest confidence that cooperative relations between Nepal and China, as well as relations between Nepal will go further in the days ahead. Thank you for your kind attention.
感谢亚达夫主席。下面请尼泊尔农工党主席比久克切发言。
Your Excellency, Mr. Song Tao, Vice Minister Chen Zhao, comrades from Communist Party of China, dignitaries and friends from Nepal. Namaste and good afternoon. It is a pleasure to be here with our Chinese comrades and other friends to discuss on enhancing cooperation between Nepal and China at this time of big challenge for mankind. It is a matter of pride that Nepal and China has always been good neighbors and friends. We believe that our friendship and relation between our people will strengthen more during these challenging times of second wave of COVID-19 pandemic. Today, Nepal, along with many other countries of the world, are during the wrath of COVID-19. The pandemic has laid bare the vulnerability of our health system. In this difficult time, China rushed to offer assistance and stood by us. We express our gratitude for the medical support and the necessary assistance provided by the Communist Party of China and the Chinese government. We hope it will help alleviate the suffering of our people. It is once again proved that China really is a friend in need. We would also like to thank the CPC, the Chinese government and the Chinese people for sharing with the world community the valued experiences gained during the vigorous battle against pandemic. The imminent efforts in uniting the people and mass mobilization to combat the virus has unveiled the actual strength of socialism and socialist leadership. China's victory in the war against pandemic is one of the remarkable successes in the early 21st century, and it has become a backbone of hope throughout the world. Last but not the least, on behalf of Nepal Workers and Peasant Party, I would like to extend our warmest greetings and best wishes to General Secretary of CPC and President of People's Republic of China, His Excellency Xi Jinping, on the 100th founding day of the CPC. It is our belief that the CPC would march ahead successfully towards building a socialist society based on economic equality and achieving two-century goals on time. We believe that the CPC would keep inspiring the world socialist movement and anti-imperialist struggle as well. Thank you.
感谢比久克切主席，请尼泊尔民族民主党主席博舒蒂纳特发言。
On Mr. Chairman, Minister Song Tao, ex-Prime Minister of Nepal, Deputy Prime Minister, Chairman of parties, Excellencies, and distinguished guests. On the occasion of the 100th anniversary of the establishment of the Communist Party of China, the RPP and I would like to congratulate the CPC on a prodigious century of achievement. The extraordinary rates of growth that China delivered for several decades after the economic reforms carried out by the CPC, the prompt and firm control and resolution of the COVID-19 pandemic by the Chinese government, and the remarkable recovery and growth that the Chinese economy has registered this year has won plaudits around the world. We in Nepal are caught in the throes of a nationwide crisis caused by the second wave of COVID-19. The pandemic has spread to the nooks and corners of rural Nepal, where the health system of the country has very little capacity to fight such a rampant contagion. Official statistics show that the COVID case load has reached over 480,000 and that there are around 114,400 active cases as of May 17, 2021. The limited capacity and reach of testing indicate far higher numbers of the infected. There has been a worrying rise in the death tolls. We have reached a point where we must reluctantly acknowledge that the situation has gone out of control. While there are many factors and failures that have led to the situation, we do not feel that there is much point in getting into the blame game at this late juncture. Instead, we need to realize the gravity and spread of the virus and unite all forces to control the pandemic and endeavor to restore normalcy amidst spreading disaster. Nepal has dire needs of several things: oxygen, ventilators, concentrators, vital medical supplies, and above all, vaccines. Temporary arrangements to increase the beds and space in hospitals and their ICUs are also urgently required. Equally, the capacity of health posts in rural areas has to be enhanced. The country now needs to recruit students of nursing and medical schools to relieve the acute shortage of medical personnel. We are grateful for the generous support already provided by the Chinese government. We would like, in particular, to thank the CPC for the anti-endemic supplies which are being donated today. However, the situation is likely to get considerably worse in Nepal. There are forecasts that the rate of daily deaths could be higher than 300 per day from June till the end of August. So we are hopeful that China, which has already overcome the problems of its pandemic, will provide further support to its southern neighbor in this appalling hour of crisis caused by the pandemic. To conclude, I would like to draw the attention of all participants to the possibility of a third COVID wave. We should mobilize all possible means to vaccinate adequate numbers of people to create herd immunity. If, despite all efforts, we are unable to achieve this goal, we will have to make timely preparations to meet the onslaught of a life-threatening third COVID wave. RPP places great value in the close and friendly relationship between China and Nepal and stands firmly by Nepal's One China policy. Long live the friendship between China and Nepal. Thank you.
接下来，请尼泊尔联邦院主席迪姆希纳做总结致辞。
Namaste, ni hao. Dear organizer friends, colleagues from the International Department of the Communist Party of China, ladies and gentlemen. Today we are living the biggest pandemic and crisis our generation has seen. The pandemic has affected millions and causes hundreds of thousands of fatalities, has affected our personal, social, political and economic relationships. There is not a part of the world attached by the COVID-19 pandemic. For the protection of human lives at a time of crisis, mutual cooperation and experience sharing are the way to go. I heartily thank the colleagues of the Chinese Communist Party International Department for organizing this program. In the independent global village, that is the 21st century world international cooperation is the biggest tool to defeat a pandemic like COVID-19. In this battle against the pandemic, China has been playing a leading role under the capable leadership of His Excellency Xi Jinping. Chinese models for the role to be played by the test in the time of pandemic, the lockdown method to prevent spread of a highly contagious virus like corona and invention of a preventive vaccine have been adapted worldwide. By efficient production, eight of the essentials during the pandemic, China has not only established as an emerging power in the world, but also created an identity as a leader in the protection of human welfare. Even while facing the pandemic in itself, the generation support extended by China to neighbors, including Nepal and other countries, will be remembered by the history. While the first wave was contained with relatively less damage, the second wave of COVID-19 is far from being contained. The cooperation Nepal has been receiving from China in forms of hospital bed, oxygen, ICU, ventilator, PPE, life-saving medicines and COVID vaccine has been commendable. Thousands of lives have been saved by the oxygen cylinders China has recently made available. As a neighboring country on the verge of completely defeating the pandemic, China has emerged as a beacon of hope to the Nepali people. The people who have been vaccinated with the variously vaccine provided on grant by the event government of China have developed confidence to defeat the virus. Hundreds of thousands are eagerly waiting for the vaccines. I am remembering the meeting with His Excellency Xi Jinping 2019. There is no doubt that the Trans-Himalaya Connectivity Agreement consolidated during Right Honorable President Vidyadevi Bhandari's visit to China will attend the common concerns of China and Nepal. In fact, the agreement stands as the backbone of all the remaining works of connectivity that are ongoing and will be done. The advancement of China freeing 800 million people from the chain of poverty and marching toward an unprecedented journey of prosperity is miraculous for the world. Since His Excellency Xi Jinping leadership in the Chinese Communist Party, China has put forward the Belt and Road Initiative, which established the partnership of other countries of the world in the fruits of achievement from Chinese prosperity. Nepal has signed the BRI in 2017 and shown its support in this initiative, which unlike several other countries and organizations focuses on multilateral agreement rather than only one benefits. It has been over the years and is now time to implement the plans. Although delayed by the COVID-19 pandemic, I believe that the two governments will be able to move it forward. I am confident that BRI will prove to be an important milestone towards achieving Nepal national ambition of a happy Nepali prosperous Nepal under the leadership of Right Honorable Prime Minister K.P. Sharma Oli. At last, I want to thank the Chinese Communist Party International Department for the organization of this program as well as for the invitation. Thank you.
感谢蒂姆希纳主席。刚才宋涛部长宣布援助的抗疫物资，主要是由2家中国医药企业：上海惠美医疗科技有限公司、杭州清染科技集团有限公司，通过中国和平发展基金会捐赠。接下来呢，我们请上海惠美医疗科技有限公司总裁林信勇代表中方捐赠企业发言。由于我们的技术衔接出现了一些问题，下面呢，我们进行最后一项议程。再次感谢各位嘉宾，同时呢，特别要感谢中国驻尼泊尔大使馆和侯彦奇大使全力的支持。同时呢，我们也感谢尼泊尔丝路之友俱乐部、尼泊尔媒体对本次活动的支持。随后呢，中方的医护以及氢氧机研发专家将与尼方呢就氢氧机等医疗设备的使用方法以及有关治疗技术等进行交流。我们欢迎双方有关人士继续参加下面的活动。最后，祝各位代表身体健康，万事如意，谢谢。